Where have I been? You ask? Alright.
I've been pregnant.
I've been pregnant. So that's been that. Almost halfway there. I'm realizing that guilt and shame are like a prison you're bound to go back to. We buy into the belief that we need them because it benefits a structured society of sameness and predictability. We buy into the belief that we need to stay in the prison of guilt and shame, in the hell of guilt and shame, to belong, to not feel lonely, to be accepted, to be respected, admired. That's a belief that we buy. Now, whatever you might feel guilty and ashamed about is different to everybody. It's different to everybody. You don't do enough here, or don't make enough over here. It's different to everybody depending on where you're trying to fit within a society. Most of everybody is trying to fit somewhere within a society. Even the really weird ones are trying to fit into the weird, like being weird or the non-dual community. Everybody's trying to kind of fit somewhere with their bullshit language and their bullshit dressing, and they value somebody's opinion somewhere. And guilt and shame are like a hell we're all bound to go back to, based off this idea of who we should and shouldn't be. It's constantly sold to us. And the consequence of no guilt or shame. What? Being called a narcissist, being outcast, being alone. When we're younger, we equate that to death. But it's such a trick, right? Because the more that you comply and try to fit into certain communities and certain societal norms or societal standard for anything, whether it's fitting in societally as a mom or fitting in as a bodybuilder, there's different things to be ashamed and unashamed about. You'll never find something. You'll never find you'll never find a group or setting that's enticing to fit into without it costing you the belief that shame and guilt need to hold you in place to fit into that setting or thing. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. It's unhappy people. It's a recipe for unhappy people. For an unhappy world. Compliance. And this idea that you have to be something other than who you are to fit perfectly is the illusion, is the lie, is the thing to wake up from, is the matrix, is something you've invested each of us have invested so much belief energy into, belief structure into, something we believe is so real that challenging it really challenges us and where we stand. We've invested so much into it that it is the pattern we fall back into. It's the hell we walk into that we could freely walk out of. Yeah. It's a hell. Before I got pregnant, I was drunk. Maybe like a month or two before I got knocked up. And I remember, this is kind of pathetic, but I was crying in the shower and I was like, oh, I don't want to go back to guilt and shame, they're hell. I remember being really fucked up and like crying that. It was interesting to look back on the following day. And it's something I've been thinking about recently. They're a hell. They're a self-sustained hell. And awakening is really just walking out of it. Saying, I really don't care who or what I lose or what I'm facing. This is me. You think I'm narcissistic because you can't get what you want from me? Well, then I'm a narcissist, baby. You think I'm evil? When you can't be controlled by the prison of guilt and shame, you are a threat. You're a threat. Yes, you are. You're a threat to society, to structure, to anything with rules. You're a threat. And they tell you that being outcast is torture. It's the worst thing that could happen to you. Not being accepted for who you are, being different, being weird, being mundane even, maybe being not so different, or I don't know. It's the worst thing that can happen. Being you is the worst thing that could happen, because then you won't fit anywhere. No. It's such a lie. It's just such a lie. You already inherently fit as you are. You fit. You fit perfectly. It's perfection. It's perfection. So, you're already perfection. So freedom came when I stopped caring. I've never, ever regretted, ever, being selfish. Self-serving. I have not. The more I think about it, I've only regretted it if I wasn't completely unapologetic about it. If I wasn't double down on who I am, no matter who has some shit to say about who I am. What I do, what my plans are, what they aren't. Whether I have them or not. Yada yada. I've never regretted it. It's only ever steered me right. It's only ever steered me in peace of mind and happiness. And I think secretly the people that wish I was different or anything else just wish they had the guts to be a little bit more like me in that sense, where they could be a little bit more like them.